Hi, my name is Michael Dumlao. My pronouns are he, him, his, and I am the author of The Wisdom of Guncles, stories and advice about living life from a queer perspective. This book explores how the beautiful journey and diverse intersections of queer identity offers unique and powerful perspectives about life, family, and personal empowerment. Specifically, I wanted to explore the relationships between guncles, or gay uncles, and our beloved nibblings. That's the gender-neutral term for nieces and nephews, godchildren, baby cousins, and anyone younger who we might consider our protégés. I was inspired to write this book because I wanted to tell stories about queer people and our relationship with family, whether that's the biological families that we're born into or the chosen families that we make for ourselves. I explore the shift in the construct of family, especially the growing prevalence of chosen families, and what it means to be a disruptor in a family. Someone who interrupts archaic practices and patterns of behavior that frequently do more harm than good. But above all, what ties these stories together is each guncle's desire to build a better world. This book includes stories and insights from a diverse, multinational pantheon of everyday people who represent marginalized gender and sexual identities. From the non-binary drag performer from Paraguay who plays with gender and empowers their niece to come out as queer, to the African-American wheelchair-using academic from Ohio who wants his goddaughter to understand the joy of travel, to the trans-masculine cosplayer in Atlanta who wants to create a world that empowers their protege to explore who they are, to my own story of being the rainbow sheep in my family who grew up under martial law in the Philippines, immigrated to Australia, then moved across the United States to become a safe harbor and mentor to young people who felt they didn't belong. My hope for this book is that it honors these uniquely queer and profoundly human stories that are not always told. My hope is that it becomes a resource for inspiration for those seeking advice about how to live their most authentic selves. In the end, this book is about the survival and affirmation and evolution of identity. It is anchored on the human journey of uncovering, covering, and recovering one's truth. It is about all that may encumber, enable, and enlighten our path to personhood, and the wisdoms that accumulate. I wrote this book to celebrate my fellow guncles and queer mentors, as well as guncles in waiting, who I hope see themselves, their experiences, and relationships reflected in these stories. This book is also for our protégés so they can see how much they are affirmed and seen. These stories are for people who chafe against tradition and norms and seek examples of how to dismantle and redefine them. This book is for those of us who never fit in, who can't help but stand out, and yearn for evidence that there is magic in resilience, comfort in transformation, and power in challenging the immovable. My name is Michael Dumlao. My pronouns are he, him, his, and I am the author of The Wisdom of Guncles, stories and advice about living life from a queer perspective.